guys, today I'll tell you about a shit show of a Harley Quinn manga that is The Tycoon's Pregnant Mistress. The story begins with our stupid female lead, and yes, she is stupid, you'll find out soon enough, named Marley. Finding out that she's pregnant with her husband? No. Boyfriend? No. One night stand? No. Boss? No. Greek billionaire ex-boss who forces her to quit her job so that he can sleep with her whenever he's back in the city's baby. That was pretty easy to guess, wasn't it? And great thing is, they schedule their humping nights. Isn't that romantic? Anyways, now she finally has the common sense to ask what their relationship is. She loves him, but what about him? Does he love her? How would he react to the news of her being pregnant? She goes back to the home they share together to find that he's back from the trip. And what do they do when he comes back? Yes, they do it. I mean, it is written in the schedule, so how could they not, right? Her description of it is so cringy, it makes me want to vomit. As he whispered to me in Greek, I could feel his words on my skin caressing me. In an instant, he set me on fire and filled me with passion. I know the younger me would have eat that up, but the older me is simply trying to recover from the cringe. Now that the important scheduled task is out of the way, she tells him that they need to talk. But just then, they are interrupted by his secretary, Rosalind. And Marley brings up a valid point that why is his secretary here at this time of the night? And why does she have access to his home that she can just waltz inside? But they are dismissed by the, what's his name? How do you pronounce this name? Let's name him character who shouldn't be main lead. That's perfect. After he returns from meeting his secretary, Marley asks him about their relationship and he gets annoyed and straight up tells her that she's nothing but a mistress to him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I always thought that mistress is the affair partner the husband cheats on his wife with. He is not married, so how does that make her a mistress? I don't know. She has a surprised Pikachu face because she didn't expect the man who forced her to quit her job and paid to sleep with her once in a while when his schedule allowed it, thinks of her as nothing but a mistress. That's a toughy girl. I also didn't see it coming. Anyways, he doesn't want to talk about it and leaves the room to get water. Poor thing. After hard work, he's being forced to deal with a hysterical woman. Okay, Fried. She literally couldn't have talked to him any more calmly than she did. She didn't fight, she didn't yell, she didn't argue with him, but yes, women are crazy and hysterical. Unlike Marley, whose reason for being with him is that she's in love with him, his reasons are ridiculous. And what are they? Cheers comforting and cheers him up. Instead of getting a mistress, I would suggest going to mommy for comfort and maybe get a clown or a cheerleader to cheer you up. You are a billionaire. You can totally afford it. Our main lead is a very nice and generous man, so he decides to throw her a bone besides sex. But just when he's contemplating this generous offer that can bring anyone to tears, he sees a stolen file in her bag and immediately reaches the conclusion that she is the rat who's been leaking their company's information to a competitor company. Since he likes to be thorough, he doesn't investigate but makes up a whole scenario in his head about what might have happened because that's what rational people do. He storms into the room to tell her to get out of the house instead of actually confronting or at least talking to her about the issue like an adult. Upon her insistence, he blows up on her, might I add, hysterically, accusing her of using him to get classified information and selling it to the competitors. He doesn't even allow her to defend herself, so she leaves thinking that once the main lead's hysteria has been cured, meaning he has calmed down, she can go back to talk to him, but the poor thing never gets the chance because she gets kidnapped right off the street. The story jumps to 3 months later when he's sitting in the office thinking how he, a CEO of a big company, almost got fooled by his mistress. The only question I have is that how did he become a CEO of a big company when he's so dumb that he didn't even find it suspicious that why would someone steal something and put it in the plain sight for you to see? My guess is that he inherited the company because he sure does lack the brains to establish and operate one when he doesn't even have that common sense. As he's whining, Marley this, Marley that, he sees a news on the channel about an abducted woman rescued by the police who has no memory and is 5 months pregnant. And what do you know? It is Marley. So he goes to the hospital to get her, where he finds out that she lost all her memories due to psychological trauma. And since he knows for sure that it must be his baby, he lies to her that he is her fiance and she lost her memories in a car accident. But she is not the only one who has lost her memories. Apparently, he also lost them. Suddenly, he's like, oh my god, I cannot believe I still want her even though she betrayed me. I thought we shared more than lust and greed. Dude, what? You thought what? Did you forget how you dismissed her and called her just a mistress? That is the only thing you thought of her as. Now you're acting as if you liked her or something? You didn't even care that she was missing for 3 whole months. Anyways, he decides that he'll only be with her for the sake of their child. He brings her back home, and who do we have here? His secretary. Our main lead, sorry, character who shouldn't be main lead, speaks to both of his brothers to inform them that they are going to be uncles and he is about to get married, which ensues a debate that he should not trust a woman who betrayed him. I have no doubt that they are brothers because all of them are dumb as a rock. No one thought to investigate the whole incident before declaring the innocent woman as evil criminal. How are you all so rich? How did they manage to make $1 million deals when they cannot even bother to investigate before reaching a decision? Isn't that weird? Anyways, meanwhile, he completely neglects Marley, who one day stumbles into his office as she is exploring the house. There she sees a computer. You know where it is going, right? More misunderstandings. Anyways, she searches his name to get some information about the stranger who claims to be her fiance and baby daddy. Just then, the jerk arrives and yells at her for being in his office and tells her never to come in his office again. He is just unnecessarily rude, if you ask me. The poor thing apologizes and leaves disheartened. He checks his computer to see if anything is wrong, but sees that she did nothing, so he finally has the good sense to apologize. The only one good thing he did so far in the story. The poor thing is so confused as to how they got engaged when they live separately, have distant lives, and reaches some idiotic conclusions like maybe she was some gold digger who baby trapped him. He calms her down and assures her that they are sleeping in different rooms because he knew that she couldn't share a bed with a man who she didn't know, who was a stranger to her. They kiss and she feels things and says cringy stuff again. The instant our lips touched, electricity shot down my spine. My stomach quivered with desire. By the way, my stomach only quivers with hunger, but okay, that's why maybe I'm single. Those lips, those hands, they felt so familiar. And in the middle of the kiss, she remembers she doesn't have maternity clothes. Some kiss that is. She is catching feelings and wishes she remembered loving him, to which he says, don't worry, you'll learn to love me again. Sorry for the accent. Yeah, dude, because you're so lovable, she'll fall in love with you again. The only feelings people should catch are that of hatred for you. They decide to go to Greece, and who do we have here again? If you guessed his secretary, you are right. But this time she's wearing a swimsuit because that is so appropriate to do in your rich boss's villa. She feels upset about his secretary being here while wearing a shoestring. It was funny when she described her swimsuit as shoestring, strutting around as if she owns the place. But he again dismisses her concerns because that's all he does. He is like, let's do it, which is surprising to me because it wasn't scheduled. He thrusts her engagement ring box in her hands because that is so romantic. And they decide, and by they, I mean he decides that they should get married so that their child, is not born out of wedlock. She can tell how insincere he is and that he doesn't love her but goes along with it anyways because, well, she's dumb. All is going well, but another file goes missing, and who do they all blame instead of investigating? Marley! Yay! He just decides to forgive her and not confront her about it. Everyone is mean, cold, and rude towards Marley because they think she is the culprit. They go to a party where again she faces the same treatment from everyone. She overhears the conversation between the brothers and the secretary and finds out about what they think of her. One of the brothers is disgusting enough to suggest that she should be locked away until she gives birth and the child can be taken away from her. Utterly disgusting. You all don't even know the truth. In fact, you don't even try to find the truth. And you're making these plans about this innocent woman. After hearing their bullshit, all her memories return. She remembers that when she was kidnapped, her kidnappers demanded ransom from the main lead, but he refused to pay them, which caused her enough trauma to forget all her memories. Seriously? I'm sorry, but that is a stupid reason to get traumatized over and lose all your memories. Anyways, she faints, and when she comes to her senses, she runs away. They all try to find her, but the brother manages to find her first. She is at a bench in a park she always went to when something bothered her. Something the main lead knows, but still the brother manages to find her first, not him. It would be better to switch brothers at this point. She cries that she is just his brother's plaything, which is totally true and is evident with how he has treated her so far, but the brother denies it. A therapist comes to talk to her, and both brothers listen from outside because that is so ethical. That therapist's license should be revoked for compromising doctor patient confidentiality. She confides in the therapist regarding everything, including how no one even bothered to ask her if she had stolen the files. They just decided that she was guilty without any proof. She makes a really great point. After hearing everything, including the kidnapping story, they realize that they were wrong. The main lead finally uses his brain for once and remembers that his secretary had dropped by that night and she could have done something. She could have framed the female lead. If you had taken a minute to think, you could have avoided everything, but at least we are seeing some progress. He goes to her and tells her that he likes her, and she, like an idiot, confesses to everything. How she liked him, framed her so that they could be together, and how she never gave him the message from the kidnappers. She is arrested at the end. He apologizes to Marley and tells her that he had feelings for her to begin with but ignored them? Like, what the hell? Are you a middle schooler? What kind of excuse is that? He further says that he was scared of his feelings for her. Um, Dude, what the hell? He made her leave her job and locked her in his room because he liked her? That's what he says. He says he made her leave her job and locked her in his house because he liked her. Only a psychopath would say that. And instead of seeing him for the giant red flag that he is and running the opposite direction, she forgives him because, of course, she is not only dumb, she is blind too. She can't spot the red flags. That was way too easy. He is forgiven very easily. He asks her to marry him and she readily says yes. Do you understand now why I called her stupid in the beginning? They get married and the brothers kiss her on the cheek, welcoming her into the family, forgetting how they treated her before. This female lead is too forgiving. If I were her, I would have sold that engagement ring, hire a billboard in front of their residence with an FU sign. That's the end. What are your thoughts about this manga? Does it infuriates you like it does me? Do you like this video? Should I make more? If yes, please like and subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And do share your thoughts in the comments down below. Bye.